my worst enemy gave me a Dogman pup. Dear Scary Stories NYC, when I was in high school, I worked really hard to get decent grades and also compete in school sports. My father was a perfectionist, and nothing I did was good enough, so I always tried harder. I had some friends who I was competitive with, but there was this one guy we'll call Guy who was so jealous of me that nothing was too petty for him. And one time, he gave me a puppy that turned out to be an untamable, feral Dogman pup. In my opinion, he knew what he was doing, and he knew the danger he was placing me and my family in. My father is the one who first figured out what the puppy actually was, and he insisted to me it was an accident. The guy couldn't have known what he was doing when he gave me the pup. I remember my father giving me this long lecture about the rarity of friendship and how I needed to learn to forgive, but he didn't understand. Guy was never my friend. Guy was a jealous rival, and now I'm gonna tell you about the creepiest thing the Guy ever did. It was my 18th birthday party, and I had sort of open invited everyone in any of my classes. I was really surprised when Guy showed up, though. He had never said a single nice thing to me in all the time we'd known each other, so alarm bells went off in my head when I saw him showing up early to my party with an evil grin on his face. He was leading a cute little puppy on a leash, and as soon as he entered, all the women and girls present were all over that puppy. When Guy announced that this was his birthday present for me, all the females went "Aw," and I had no choice but to accept the gift. I knew there was something wrong with that dog before even accepting him, though, just because of who was giving him to me. So at first, everyone loved Freddy the Dogman. My sister named him Freddy after Freddy Krueger because he had such long and sharp claws. He also didn't seem to know his own strength, and he knocked things over wherever he walked. He would steal the comfortable part of the bed or the couch, and then he wouldn't budge. We all started to find him pushy and annoying. But then one day, my father came home while eating a hot dog. Freddy stole that hot dog right out of my father's hand, almost biting his fingers off in the process. That was kind of the final straw for my dad, and he let Freddy know how he felt about all of this by shouting at him. My father didn't usually raise his voice, but if you almost got your fingers bitten off, you might get a little exasperated too. So that was the moment when everything changed. My sister and mother and I all heard my father shouting, and we looked outside to see what was going on. What we saw happen was the dog lift up off the ground onto its hind legs, and we saw it posture in a threatening manner. Freddy was so tall when he reared back like that, he was looking down at my father and had a distinct height advantage. He also clearly considered himself the alpha, not my father, and that meant my dad's life, maybe all our lives, were literally in danger. Something took me over. The urge to protect the man who had protected me for so long, I guess. And I ran outside, screaming, like Mel Gibson in the movie Braveheart. Just shouting, like I was Tarzan the Ape Man, you know? I had wanted to bring a weapon with me, but all we had in the front room of our house that looked like it might pack a wallop was an empty flower pot made of heavy brown hardened clay. Armed with my flower pot, I ran over to stand together with my dad, who I thought would be happy to see reinforcements arrive. Instead, I saw his face, completely pale. I think my dad saw himself as a goner, and the only thing my arrival changed was that now his son was a goner too. But Dad only thought that because Dad was smart and logical. He continually underestimated the power of complete insanity to get the job done where rationality had already failed. The Dogman did not want to deal with both my father and his lunatic, annoying freak-out son. I'm not trying to say that he ran away from us in fear, but Freddy did turn around, and Freddy did leave. He wasn't afraid of us, he was just over us. He didn't need anyone to bring him Alpo any longer. Freddy had come of age, and he was a young adult Dogman. He was not going to ever learn to behave. He was not going to be trainable. He was becoming a wild adult predator, and it had come time for him to start his own life in the great American wilderness. My father used to hate when I would get flowery and poetic talking about Freddy. His view of it was that the dog was too stupid to know a good thing when he saw it, whereas I would imagine aloud how I saw Freddy living wild and free, maybe finding a mate and siring a new generation of upright walking canids. My father would snort that Freddy was so stupid. He probably got run over by a truck before he got 2 blocks from his starting point. Either that, or maybe he got picked up by a dog catcher. In either case, the idea of grieving the loss of the creature was alien to my dad. Good riddance to bad rubbish is what he used to say, and my mother would go tisk tisk. So, I never saw that big dog again, but my sister told me that she once did. When my father passed on years later, I was on the West Coast and had to hear the news over the phone. It was my sister who called to tell me. She was calling from our old home. During the phone call, my sister looked out the window into the dark, rainy afternoon. She asked me to hold on for a second, and so I did. When she got back on the line, she told me that she had thought she was imagining it through her tears and through the rain. But it was true. It was really there. I started to ask her what she was talking about. What was there? But then I stopped, because I knew. She told me that it left when it saw her notice it out there. After that, during the rest of the period when she wrapped up my father's final affairs, my sister kept her eye out for Freddy the Dogman. She never noticed him again, though. It seemed he just showed up that one day. Maybe to pay his final respects to my father. Maybe to get one more look at my sister. Or maybe he was just there randomly for no real reason. That seems unlikely, but I'm a human, not a dogman, so I can't really know. The only thing I can say for sure is that my teenage years were made a bit more memorable because my worst enemy gave me a Dogman pup. MPW is the one. MPW, lots of fun. Please join us in thanking today's executive producer, MPW, for making this episode possible via their kind donation. You can either join our PayPal or channel membership club and receive secret episodes and other perks, or you can now make one-time donations to us using the new Thanks button located under each of our videos. MPW, if you'd like to get a few weeks or a month of links to our secret uncensored episodes, just send me an email at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com and we can make that happen as a way of thanking you for helping us stay alive a little while longer. And now to explain it all in more detail, here's international TV spokesmongrel Henry Lee Dogman. Hank. Thanks for watching till the end. If you liked what you saw, please consider clicking like on the video or sharing it with your friends and family, that you think might also be interested. If you would like to see more of our work, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon next to the subscribe button so that YouTube will alert you when we put out a new video. To become a channel member and gain access to our special perks, you can click that join link under each of our videos. Another option is to join our PayPal subscribers club at peterbernard.com. You can join for as little as 99 cents on YouTube or $1.50 at peterbernard.com, and that gains you access to our weekly secret uncensored episodes. If you'd like to see our 21 hours of archives of uncensored Dogman stories, then please join at the $3 level or above. To get to watch our shows in advance of the public, please join at our $10 level. That gets you all the perks. If you join our channel memberships, you need to check our community page here on YouTube in order to get the links to the secret videos and other perks. If you're in the PayPal subscribers club, Peter will email you all the news and links himself. Once joining the PayPal club, which is Peter's homemade club, please give him a chance to see that you've joined and to compose you a personal welcome email, as none of that is automated. But whichever you join, we'll name you an executive producer for the next available episode. Do you have a scary experience that you'd like to share with us? You can email us at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com or call our Scary Stories voicemail hotline at 804-LA-SCARY. That's 804-537-2279. It's a Google voicemail box, so that means it keeps cutting off after every 3 minutes. If your story is longer than that, please keep calling back and we can piece it together on our end. Good night, and have a scary tomorrow.
Come back for more scary stories.